Is 2:23 p.m. in the afternoon.
And is it cold where you are now?
It's not snowing or anything like that because I'm in San Diego. It's sunny, but it's kind of like a dry, windy, chilly kind of day, but it's a sunny day. But yeah,
Wow.
it's
So
not it's not cold.
how is this like how is it to live in San Diego?
I fucking love it. It's interesting being in San Diego, being black, but in general, just being in San Diego is freaking awesome.
And do you like you were born in here or
Yeah. Well, funny story. I uh I was actually born in Fairfax, Virginia, but I like to tell people that I was born here in California and born and raised here in California because basically I was born in Fairfax, Virginia, and like my parents immediately moved to California because I mean it's fucking Fairfax, Virginia. I mean, who wants to be in Fairfax, Virginia? But yeah, I'm from the East Coast originally, but been in California my whole life. So yeah, that's the long story. Short story of it, I just say born and bred in California.
I don't know
Southern.
what's like people care or like if you say you were born in the South, let's say in Alabama, or if
Mm-hmm.
you say I was born in, let's say, New York or Las
Mm-hmm.
Vegas, I don't know, like we see it different, and even people feel proud to say where they were born, which is
Yeah,
the
nah.
main thing.
It's a true thing, man. Like New York, of course, everyone always represents New York. It's the big city. It's the big apple. Everyone wants to take a bite out of it. So, and anyone from New York, they're always going to represent New York to be like, yeah, I'm from New York. Oh, wow, you're from New York. Uh, even though Jersey gets a lot of hate, people recognize New Jersey. People recognize Los Angeles. People recognize San Diego, Portland. There's certain things where it's just like, yeah. So I guess I'm lucky because I could have been from like fucking Hemet or like Bakersfield. So yeah, I'm not from there. And from anybody that's listening that are from those areas, yo, more power to you guys. Love you. Don't at me. So we're all good.
No, it's also fascinating for me because I come from Yemen, and I feel that humans, there are some things, it's like in our DNA, like we are tribal. We like I don't think animals cares if an animal came from this jungle or this jungle.
As long as it's not trying to eat their babies, fuck their women, and do all the things, I think it's good. But nah, man, I think you're really hitting on a point there. Like we are humans, but that's just the human. That's just as human beings. That's like what we have to do. We're tribal. Like put it like this, like with Paul, and I don't want this to become like a political podcast or anything like this, but just take this for an example, right? Where you got Republicans and Democrats. It's become more like a tribal thing than anything else now. And that's just because of our human nature, where it's like, yo, be part of the tribe, be part of the tribe. When sometimes being part of the tribe isn't always what it's bound to be. Sometimes you got to be an independent thinker, be a free thinker, but unlike Kanye, who's taking words, second rate stuff from everybody else, you got to be a free thinker and like think for yourself, do the research, be a student, my friends, be a student.
It's I love you. I love your philosophy. That's how I start to like people. Like it's
I don't even know what kind of podcast this is, and I'm all like talking all this shit, like, dude, like, yo, dude, I came here to laugh. Who the fuck is this?
no, I honestly love the point you are hitting on. It's so valuable
No.
because the problem is, again, talking about the problem with being in tribes is the long-term effect because it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's squeeze. It gets worse, and then there is break point.
Yeah, it's like a cult.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we need more people like you, as you said, like independent.
But it's not, but I'm nobody special, man, because I want to be part of my, like, I'm in my own tribe, right? I'm in the tribe of comedians, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the tribe of blurs. I'm in the tribe of, like, so there's all these other tribes that it's like I still fall into, you know. It's just like you gotta, the thing is this, right? Is we spend all this time worrying about what other people are thinking about us, right? We're all too busy about worrying about what other people's opinions are about us, or what they're gonna say about us, what they're thinking about us. When in all actuality, the people that we're obsessing about are too busy thinking about what other people are thinking about themselves, obsessing over them. So you know what I'm saying? It's like no one's really thinking about you. So just do you. But we're too busy thinking about everybody else.
But don't you also think that people are crazy? They cannot handle it anymore because, for example, you have this social media, phones, dating websites. It's like the human body for thousands years never experienced this, and we are taking all that genes we came from them, and then you are experiencing something that's shocking. And for example, also with the COVID, like
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy how now you can travel without problem, how I can go without mask, like I and how the things like I think that people cannot handle it anymore.
No, they can't. And that's the other thing where some people are starting to get to this point where they feel like they need to be told what to do, but then other people are like, "Yo, you can't tell me what to do." So they're trying to fight this because they think there's like this big evil hand that's like out there manipulating and doing all this. I mean, that's the type of stuff that we're facing here in America, man. We like literally, like, we're always tripping over about like international terrorists when we got our own domestic terrorists that's been happening here since fucking back in the 1800s and stuff. It's wild. But I digress, dude. But nah, I mean, like, to put to your point about it's really, man, it's just human nature of us just evolving, like what you were just saying about with all this technology and everything that we had, you know, like back in the day, people used to have actual friends. I was just thinking about this today. That we used to have friends like back in the day. Like, you don't really have too many friends nowadays. And you know why you don't have too many friends nowadays? Because everybody puts all their shit on social media. So then it's like you think you know somebody until you see their social media, and then you're like, "Ooh, I don't know. I really want to be with this person anymore." We're back in the day, you didn't have that problem, right? Because we didn't have the social media. So you could be friends with Dennis and not know that Dennis is a racist bastard who is down with the KKK. But Dennis kind of is okay with black people. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't understand those days because some people know how to play that type of game. But with Facebook now, it just kind of puts anybody that is not smart enough to understand that if you don't want nothing said and you keep your mouth shut, they put their stuff out there on the streets, and then that's how everybody finds out. And then yeah, that's how it happens. I mean, same thing with dating. Like, dating used to be like you could go to a bar, go to the library, do all this stuff, but now it's like, oh, you're on Tinder, you're on this, you're on that, and it's just like, ugh, cringe. I
Also,
missed it. I'm just jealous.
uh, no, honestly, like even girls now, when you talk to girls, they don't care how you look like, or they're like, give me your social media. They want to see how you live. Does he have,
Mm-hmm.
if you have your social media with Rose Rise in best hotels, but I think it also makes sense. Um, let's talk about
No.
dating because now women they look for a man with money. Don't you agree with?
Nah, dude, no, fuck, man. Dudes are looking for women with money. Like, I mean, it's a two-way street nowadays. Like, I'm not the best man to be talking to about dating because I've been married for freaking 10 years going on. No, actually, yeah. No, been with my wife for over 12 or 10 years. We've been together for over 10 years. Been married for like 7 of those years. I don't it's something like that. Let's put it like this, man. I've been out of the game for a very long time. So I can't really talk too much about it. But what I can sit there and say is that it's like it's to me, it's a two-way street. And what it really boils down to is it boils down to communication. Like just straight up, it boils down to communication. But guys are too busy or too concerned with trying to get the pootie tang that they'll sit there and put themselves into situations that they really don't need to be putting themselves into situations. When it's like we just really, and that's the thing about it, right? Because it's, and I blame it on, I blame it on media, right? Because we're in this fucked up thing where we're getting media told that, hey, you're supposed to be a certain way, you're supposed to be romantic, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. And then you're also getting told that, nah, man, you just need to do this, you just need to do that. But when in all actuality, all you need to do is just be your fucking self and be confident about it. You know what I'm saying? And then the whole confidence in yourself is just knowing that you're okay not being okay. And that is magic. Once you're okay with not being okay, because everyone else, they're not okay with being not okay. That's why they fucking drink. That's why they binge eat. That's why they Netflix and chill. That's why, I mean, shit, dude, I'm not okay. That's why I smoke weed so much. But I am okay with not being okay. And I also just know that I am addicted to marijuana. And that's just what it is. I admit to that. You know what I'm saying? But that's just one of those things. But yeah, I'm sorry, man. I like totally digressed on all that stuff, man. I don't even think I
No, I think
answered any of the questions about dating.
uh, it's amazing to make your blood run with HTC. It's the best.
No,
It's
I love it, man.
true.
I can't, like, I honestly, dude, it's like, and this is one of those things that I struggle with because it's like I've been a pothead since the tender age of 23. I'm 40 now. So like if my habit was like a person, it would be a teenager getting ready to graduate high school. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it's a big thing. But and it's like I don't I part of me kind of wants to quit, but part of me doesn't want to quit. Like I just want to I just want to have a better handle on it. Like I don't need to be smoking every day, but yet still I smoke weed every day.
You mix it. How do you roll? Do you mix it with the cigarette or just clear?
I straight roll joints, man. I either roll a joint, roll a blunt, or I smoke it out of my bong.
And how's your heart? Because you've been smoking for a long time. How do you feel?
See, that's the thing. Like my heart feels like I don't really have like I go like I just saw the doctor a couple of months ago and they said everything looked fine. Like, but then like I'm part hypochondriac, so I try to like not like think about that type of stuff because sometimes I freak out. My mind starts freaking out about, oh, what's wrong with me? This is wrong with me. But so far, so good. I'm healthy. But yeah, I do need to like because it's like all things, especially done in excess, is not good for you. So I need to take it back into the moderation. It's just
But also, for
it got a
example,
good grip on me.
imagine if someone is drinking alcohol for as much as you've been smoking, they
Yeah,
would be in much worse shape. And
they would be worse. They would be horrible.
I mean, you are in a good shape. You are in a good shape.
I
So,
am in a I so that mean that does have to, and see that's the thing about it where that has to tell you something. You know what I'm saying? Like that has to tell you something that like if if it comes from the earth, that it's something that's going to, because you got to think, man, people are doing this stuff back then. So and as long as you're not like going all crazy and doing all that other stuff, like doing the waxes and the dabs and everything like that. Not saying that I don't do that, I do those too. But if you're not majority are doing that and you're sticking to just the green, I think you're gonna be all right. Like I got a rule, man. Like trying to survive to 95. As long as I can make it to 95, I'm good. But I need to start eating more healthier, or eating more. I need to eat healthier, and then I need to yeah.
so
Not
what do you
like
eat? Like, what's your diet looks like?
my diet shit, man. Like I don't like I have 3 kids and like I should be cooking in the house more, but I eat out. We eat out. I buy like we'll like get Chinese food, or we'll get like Mexican, or we'll get like that's like burritos and tacos and shit like that, or order
McDonald's.
pizza. Yeah. Or I do cook. Like when I do cook, it's like spaghetti. We eat spaghetti and stuff like that. Like I eat fruits. I need to eat more like salads. Like my wife doesn't really like fish, so we don't eat a lot of fish. But I'm thinking about getting like hiring like a nutritionist or something, like try to get a little bit more into like because I want to be I want to eat healthy, man. I want to eat healthy, get the gut right.
Like,
Because like I believe what you say.
sweet, go for it.
No, I was gonna say like because I believe like if you because I it's all in moderation with the marijuana thing. And if I just do it in moderation, I can get a handle on it, right? So as long as if that's gonna be my vice, if that's gonna be my vice, then I need to make sure everything else I'm like 100% on. So that's my whole thought process on it.
Yeah. I mean, with diet, it's so easy. So, for example, why McDonald's is bad for you? Let's say McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Because our body is used to, for example, tomato or meat because our ancestors eat it. So our
Right.
system has better communication with it and it can digest it better. It's like used to it more. But McDonald's is like something new, and our body don't know how to deal with it, how to get the nutrition out of it. It's like you are starting stand-up comedy. So
Yeah.
our body is like panicking. It's like, what is this? Where do I get it? So
Right. Yeah. That's good.
we don't know. Maybe even in some generations, McDonald's could be good, or maybe for some people. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, for diet, all you need is to eat clean. Like, for example, for me, my diet is easy. I
Mm-hmm.
would boil eggs, or I would buy chicken breast marinated and throw it in the oven,
Mm-hmm.
buy beef, or and I would cook some rice, cut some veggies, cheese,
Mm-hmm.
make sure I eat salad. It's so easy.
Yeah.
And also, you can also like download an app, and it can also tells you how much calories you need, or like
Yeah, it's like my nutrition or mycalories.com or like still yeah, I've
this.
heard of those apps.
These apps, you need to use them for 2, 3 months, and then you will
Mm-hmm.
get used to it, and you will not even need the app.
Yeah, because it's all about building the habit. Because that's really what it boils down to, man.
Yeah,
It's all about building the habit. Like there's some habits that I got that are really good. Like during the week, I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I work on my comedy. I like work on writing jokes. I exercise. So I do all that stuff, right? It's just the I need to get the diet right.
yeah, it's all app.
Get the diet right. Get the smoking weed under control.
And also, what's your weight?
I'm like two. Last time I checked, I'm 227. I'm 6'4", so I'm pretty tall. Um,
Mm.
so I was like, I'm not like heavy set. I'm actually trying to. I'm pretty close to losing my dad bod and getting back my. Yeah, that's what's up, Teddy bod. So I'm happy about that. So.
But like also, for example, during the day, do you do any workout activity or stretching?
Uh, I don't do any stretching during the day because I'm working during the day, at least during the weekdays. So I'm working during the day, but I do have a sit stand desk. So majority of the time I'm standing. I do work out in the morning, but then I don't do any exercises after that. Like I want to start walking more, but I'm not doing that. I need to do some more. I need to get more cardio in, and I'm not doing that to be honest. So,
So
no.
what's your morning workout?
So my morning workout is usually a 20 to 30 minute exercise where I'm doing like either it's like aerobics or like some like core. So far right now, Mondays it's leg day aerobics. Tuesday it's like arms, push-ups, burpees and all that stuff. Wednesdays it's core. I'm doing a lot of ab work, core work. And then Thursdays, it's like a 10-minute hit where I'm just doing like I do a little 10-minute hit session. high intensity interval training, but I'm not getting high in my tent. I'm actually like working out.
But and do you feel this is changing your body? Do you feel better?
Yeah, I do actually feel I've noticed I do see the difference. People have been like coming over to me like, "Damn, Teddy, look at you, you're looking good now." So I'm like, or like you're kind of like beefing up in the arms, and I'm like, "Thank you." You know, I've been working out, so you know, it's a good feeling. So I'm 40, man. I gotta like, it's like, look, I got the next 40 years. I gotta make sure because I was like I'm pro exercise right now. Back when I was a teenager, I was anti exercise. Like the amount of exercise I got was pushing my luck to not get my ass whooped by my mom. Like that was my deals. Like that was my exercise. Like my exercise was pushing the remote control, dude. Getting up to get the remote control. That was my exercise back then. I wasn't obese or anything. I was just lazy. I was lazy. I didn't even smoke weed when I was a kid. I was just lazy. Just fucking lazy. I just didn't like this is how you know you're anti-exercise, bro. I got an F in PE. How do you fail PE, Muad? I failed
I
PE.
don't know what PE. I don't know what's PE.
So PE is physical education, right? So this is like this. So this is the class where like you like run a mile, you do sit-ups, you like do physical activities, right? And this is like this is the class that you do. Everybody gets like A's in PE, but not Teddy B. No, I got an F. My dad's like, how the hell does you get an F in PE? And I'm like, Dad, I don't run unless it's from the cops or from a dog. And so
Were you also obese or no? Were you fat?
no, I wasn't. I was not fat at all. I've been a skinny kid, man. I've been a skinny kid. I
No,
have a high metabolism. I was like I said, I was just lazy, bro. I was just lazy.
but what I want to tell you is you have a good metabolism because I also have a friend. His girlfriend is fit. Like she
Yeah.
even have six pack and she never work out. It's just her body genetic.
Yeah. It's the genetics, man. Like it's wild,
But
but
you
it's
know,
stupid.
one thing what we are not aware of, we are aware of bodies genetic because we can see it, but we are not aware of people organs genetic. So for example, some people their mind is good. They have good. Do you agree with me with this?
Yeah.
And I think also sometimes like can you tell if the person has a good mind genetic by the time you see them, or how long does it take you to tell if this
You know,
person,
if someone has a good mind,
or if he's
like
like how do you like people, or like let's say if you meet someone, because for me
how do
when
I get to know somebody or something like that?
no, for example, for me, let's say I'm going to a house party, or
Mm-hmm.
let's say my friend told me, come, I will meet you with my friends. For me, when I go, I try to look around. Who is the real deal? Who is the alpha? You try to filter
Yeah.
people, and then you
Yeah.
try
You
to talk to them. See, so do you find it easy to tell which one is the real deal? And if that makes
for me not really because like I'm one of those weird ones where it's like I'm like a social person where I'm like real social. Like if it was like, hey, Teddy, I want you to come hang out and I want you to come meet me and my friend, and I don't know that friend or the friends of those people, I'm kind of gonna be a little standoffish at first because, like you're saying, like I'm going to be observing the like my surroundings and just seeing like who's cool and not really giving them like the full me as of yet because like I can be a little much and I don't want to like I don't want my friend to be like, damn, you hang out with that guy. So like I try to keep it back. But to answer your question, I do kind of like I'm more reserved. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the type of person. I'm a cat. That's what it is. I'm a cat where you got to come to me. Like, I don't come to you unless I know you. If I know you, if I'm cool with you, then I'm going to be rubbing up against your leg. You can pet me. I'm going to nibble on your hand. But if I do not know you, yo, you got to come talk to me. Like, yo, hey, how are you? You know, all that stuff. And then I might come talk to you. I know it's weird, but like, I'm like some type of diva or something. Like, but no, it's just who I am. I was told that's called being asocial, because you got a personality trait that kind of like keeps you from being social in social gatherings.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Also, I feel like the way we meet people sometimes, like, do you have a best friend?
I do have a best friend. I have a best friend. I have a couple of best friends. I have my best friend Ishmael Zermaniel. He's been my best friend since I was 13 and I'm 40 now. So that's like 27 years. 20 is that 20?
How
27
did you
years.
met?
Damn.
You know how did you met?
Yeah, I remember how we met. I met him. So originally the first time I met him was at my buddy Carlos's house because my other friend, we were over there and they were playing a video game. But the first time I met him was he came to my mom's house to pick me up with my friend Caesar, and we went to go see the movie Belly with Nas and DMX. And my mom was all like, "Who's this boy? Who's gonna take my son out?" And Ish had a car. No one else had a car. Ish had a car. So my mom gave him like 21 questions, and she like just totally like gave him like a full-on interrogation, asking him all these questions and shit. And then like it's like, all right, cool. We get in the car. He's like, damn, dude, your mom's crazy. I'm like, yeah, I know, whatever. We get to the place, we start talking, and then he's all like, dude, like this whole time, I'm thinking like you some cool ass black dude, man. You're whack. Because I was just like really nerdy. Like that was like the whole intro into like me being a blurred. Because he's thinking like I'm all into like this hip hop and I'm doing all these things and I'm over here collecting comic cards and talking about Star Trek and Star Wars and Dragon Ball and all this shit.
How
Yeah.
old was he when he picked you up?
He was so at that time he was 16, I was 14 turning 15.
He can't drive
Yeah,
because
so it's in California or in the United States, there's certain states where the age to drive is 16.
that's wild to have 16.
Yeah. Yeah,
With
16 is the age. So
highway.
you get the permit. Yeah, you get the permit at 15, and then you get to drive at 16. But I was a bad boy. I didn't listen to my parents, so I didn't get to drive until I was 18. Actually, I didn't get to drive until I was like in my 20s, but whatever. We're not gonna say all that, but whatever.
Uh, in Yemen, there is no driving license. Nobody knows even their birthdays. So there is no. You get if
Because
you
there's like no social security, there's nothing like to keep track of people.
no, no, nobody tracks anyone. God tracks people in Yemen.
There it is.
I started driving when I was 14.
Driving like motorcycles,
Driving
cars,
the car
jeeps. Okay.
in
And what
this.
kind of cars you guys got out there? You guys got like Honda Civics or Hyundais or Datsuns or
You know what's weird for me? That's what I. So for now, at this moment, like when I lived in Yemen, we kinda lived the best life. So, for example, in my school, I used to go to the best school, and I was having one of the best cars. Like we would go in school trip, and the teachers inside the bus trip, and I'm outside with the cars. Hey, what are you teaching me? I'm like, anyway. Uh, so yeah, I lived a good life. I
there you
have
go.
Honda, and now I cannot afford the car. Imagine.
Mhm.
So it's weird for me also to leave this.
That's good, man.
But because
So what
I
were you driving like a BMW or Mercedes or
yeah,
what
it
were
was
you in?
Honda. Honda.
I was a Honda. Okay. Honda Accord.
Um, what's the name of that Honda?
So there's a Honda Accord, the Civic, and then the Prelude. You look like you'd be like a Honda Accord kind of guy, or like you'd be like either a Honda Accord or a Honda Civic. You look like you. The Civic was the smaller version of the Honda, and then the Honda Accord was like the longer sedan version of it.
Okay, you are very good with cars.
No, I am not. I am horrible with cars. I've been through 10 cars, man. My dad got me like 10 freaking cars. I went through 10 of them because I didn't know how to take
No,
care
it
of them.
wasn't
Horrible.
Civic. It
Yeah.
the Civic are low.
Yeah.
No,
So
it
it's
was
probably the Accord.
the Cord. Yes,
Yeah, it was probably the Accord.
really nice.
I love the Accords. I used to have those were majority of all my cars back in the day, dude, were Hondas. Like my dad would get me like hoopties. Hoopties are like old piece of shit cars and shit like that that no one really wants because you could get those for hella cheap. And my dad was a mechanic. My dad is a mechanic, so he works on cars and shit. So like my first car he ever got me was like a 1983 Honda Civic. It was like a two-door. Fucking car was older than me, or I was older than the car. Like, what the fuck is this? Didn't take care of that one, blew that up. Then my dad got me like a 1987 Honda Civic or Honda Accord. Didn't take care of that one, blew that up. Then I had another Honda Accord. Didn't take care of that one, blew it up. Then I got me a Honda Accord that I really liked. I saved my money up, took like did everything that I could. I got it. It was an all black Honda Accord, had the sunroof. I called it my Night Rider car because this is like because it was dope. It was all blacked out, leather seating, everything. I take it to a party. I should have been to work. I was supposed to go to work that night, but I took it to a party and I parked it behind a truck. And something was telling me that I shouldn't have parked it behind the truck, but I parked it behind the truck. We're all partying at the party, and all of a sudden someone says, "Hey, yo, does someone have a gray Accord?" I'm like, "Why?" Gray Accord just got I'm like, I don't got a gray, no one has a gray Accord, but I got a black one. Why? Yo, some chick just backed into it and they're trying to take off. We roll out. My freaking front end of the car was just, she just had a high rise truck and she just backed into it and just crushed my car. And like my insurance couldn't cover it all of it because
Oh,
my car was, yeah, I didn't know my car was salvaged. If your car is salvaged, your insurance isn't going to cover. They're not going to
what's
replace the
salvage?
car.
What does
Salvage means that that it's so the car was already in an accident, so the car was already totaled. So now but they repaired the car, but because the car has already been totaled, the insurance company is not going to try to repair that car again. So what they'll do is they just cut you a check. So I got, instead of getting that car repaired because I really loved that car, I just got cut a check. And so I was like, then I was driving like a Honda CRX for a little bit. Yeah, I went to a lot of cars.
crazy? No, to be honest, for me, like because I owned cars before and now I don't own one. So it's like it gives you the appreciation. You
Mm-hmm. Nah, dude, like that was like I felt like I'm not a religious man, but I am a spiritual man, right? And I feel like that me, like my dad was actually trying to do something nice for me, right? He was actually trying to get me like to give me these cars, and here I was not taking care of them. So guess what? God's like, all right, nigga, bam, no more cars. And I went like a good 10, 15 years, bro, with no car. Like I had to like beg people for rides or I'm walking everywhere. That's why I was like, people would be like, dude, you're so fit. Like, why are you so fit? And like, I never worked out. It was because I was walking everywhere or I was riding my bike everywhere and shit. Catching a bus, dealing with these crazy. You guys got buses out there in Cyprus and Yemen where you got to deal with weird ass people on the bus. All these people asking you stupid questions, talking to God, speaking in tongues. Jesus is gonna be there. I'm like, yo, I just want to get off on the next stop. But yeah, man, I did that. And so finally, when I got my act together and got my money right, finally got myself a car. I ain't like never again, bro. Never again. So I'm like
Well,
making
how did you get your act together? How did you
how did I get my act together? So what ended up happening for me, the day that turned my life around was I was like out hanging out with my best friend Ish, and we used to live together. And he came over. We were home one night. We just came back from partying, and he's all like, "Yo, man, like, what the fuck are you gonna do with your life?" I'm like, what you talking about? And he's just like, "Yeah, man, like, look, dude, we're almost 30. We're getting older here. He already has his kids. I don't have any kids. I wasn't with anybody." And he's like, "What the fuck you gonna do with your life? Where you gonna go? Like, what you gonna do?" And I was like, I never really thought about it. Like, I didn't even think I was gonna be alive to see these days, you know? And so I started thinking about it. I was looking at where my life was going. All I was doing was just partying, drinking, not really doing anything, just out being a bachelor, dude. Like, literally, just being a bachelor, living life, trying to smash all the chicks I could smash, drink all the beer I could drink, and smoke all the weed I could smoke. That's the life I was living. And it wasn't a good life. So I decided to try to start getting my act together. And I started doing it little by little, and then slowly I met my girlfriend, who became my wife, and she's kind of like the catalyst that kind of helped. And then once you start having kids, that really like makes you want to like start putting your life together, because it becomes more about you. It's not just about you, it's about them, and trying to like make sure that you can provide for them and shit. So yeah.
So what do you mean, like that when you start having kids, it gives you the responsibility
Not
and
everybody, not everybody. Some dudes bail on their kids. Some dudes sit there and stay. Like, I think it having kids makes you a stronger person, because it makes you more patient. It makes you more able to deal with people. But it also just like makes you really like envy single people, and make you like really miss the days when you were single. Because here comes my kids right now, probably. Yep. What, guys? All right. So am I taking away something? What?
So, everyone was really nice. I forgot.
All right. So listen, dude. What did I? So what? Okay. So am I taking away your tablet, and am I taking away the YouTube?
I was
Then get out of here, dude. I'm doing something.
fuck that.
But what?
So I was playing Minecraft with Coda.
Okay.
Oh.
But you don't need to sleep more, dude. It's a video game. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's not like if you don't sleep 8 hours in Minecraft, you're gonna be cranky, dude. You're gonna be fine. Yes, you will. Dude. All right. So listen, guys. I was in the middle of doing this podcast. Now you're messing it all up. If you're gonna continue to keep messing it all up, there's gonna be consequences. So are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Don't yell, don't fight, chill out. Kaiser, Coda, stop. Close my door.
But he was changing my avatar, and I told him to get out of my avatar.
Why does it matter if you're using your avatar? Why can't you share your avatar?
It's because
Dude, just be nice. To make him, then help him find an avatar that he likes.
No, he's doing it on purpose.
Coda, stop being a jerk. So it's okay then. Sorry about that, bud.
I love it. I also wanted to tell you that, to be honest, for example, whether it's kids or anything, we are a reflection of what happened to us. And some people give good reflection that, like, when they have kids, it's wakening them up, which is in your situation. You have always good reflection for kind of situations. And maybe some people have bad reflection, they will drink more and suicide. So when your kids come, it gives you wakening up. So how did you navigate your way in order to be comfortable or get your act together? Did you
I think, yeah, I mean, it was like I remember there was one time where like I was, because I was always like buying buying weed, especially this was like back when I really wasn't making a lot of money and I really wasn't good at saving my money. And like I was like still buying weed or like still doing things that I really wasn't supposed to be doing with my money. And I remember there was like one time where I had to actually ask, she was again, she's not my wife, but my girlfriend at the time. I was like, yo, I needed to borrow money from her so I can go buy diapers for the kid. And I was like, yo, this is like, you're a man, dude. You shouldn't be doing this type of stuff. And this is also because like I've always been into personal development. And at this time I've been reading like a lot of personal development books like Think and Grow Rich or the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So there's already these things that are germinating in my head about these type of things. And it was like one of those where it's like, yo, it's time to stop bullshit and it's time to start like being smart about like there's a such thing between your needs and your wants. And I really had to start breaking down like what it is that I actually needed, that I need to have in my life that I can't live without. And then there's had to be other things where I was just gonna have to sacrifice and just say no to now and be gone with. And then I did that and I got okay with it. And then eventually I was able to take some of those things back and then get myself back to where it is. But I'll tell you what, man, it's not all fucking rainbows and ponytails and puppy dogs and all this shit, man. These kids are wild. I got these kids yelling in the background right now. They know that I'm doing this podcast and that like that's why they're doing this shit. And it's like I want to beat them, but I can't because you can't do that nowadays because you get taken away. But it's funny because we got our asses beat when we were, or at least I did. My mom beat the shit out of me when I was a kid. And now I can't. And then you know what? She had the audacity to say, she's all like, baby, did I traumatize you? It's like, yeah, mom. But yeah, man, it's a lot.
Research shows, or maybe you don't even agree with them, and I would respect that it's not healthy to beat the kids or even children's, because when you hug them, when you kiss them, you make them feel that they belong more to the world. And
No, it's facts. No, I totally don't believe in beating your kids. Like it doesn't. I don't believe in it because violence just begets violence. But sometimes, motherfucker just needs to get knocked. What, dude? No, because you've been on the tablet and you just need to go find a charger for your tablet. Go on the tablet. Coda, chill out, please. Kaiser, just let me. Okay, and then let me finish doing what I'm doing, and then we can take care of it then. So just go on the tablet for a little bit longer. Okay, cool. So give me your tablet then, Kaiser.
What I wanted to really ask you, and it will help another people, because some people, when they are broke or they cannot buy diapers for their kids, they don't know how to rule it and start making money, for example. So was it easy for you, or did you have the right connections, or did you had help with family, or you are smart? How people can start living it?
So like the way they start doing it is like I'm gonna sound like a real nerd here, but read books, you know what I'm saying? Like educate yourself. The more knowledge that you have, the more power that you have. So like a lot of what I did is a part of it was a lot of it I was working commission only like back in that time, and I really wasn't like really applying myself at sales. And so that's when I was like doing a lot of the sales training, and I was like really trying to understand the psychology of selling, and I was reading books on like how to like understand personalities of people and just how to like just like the more different things that I could do that would help me become a stronger salesperson, right? So those are the things that I did, and then eventually I was lucky enough to get out of that commission only job and get into like a job where I was able to have a paycheck. So that way I could start being like, I could like not have to always worry about making money for my family. And now I had that steady paycheck to where now I was able to like have that psychological air where I can breathe. And then eventually worked into my sales deal. But that's basically what it is, man. It's like having those lucky breaks and making sure that when you're able to see opportunities to take advantage of those.
No, I love it. Yes.
Yeah, and the only way you're going to be able to do that is by reading books and educating yourself.
Yeah,
I'm about to take some shit away from these kids. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm gonna tell you, we can wrap it up. I'm so happy with what we have done. Like,
Okay.
and I mean, I understand you have the kids, and you give me some time, so I'm so thankful. I want you
Yeah,
to.
man. If you ever wanted to have me on again, let me know. Sorry if it didn't go too well, dude. My apologies, man.
I'm so thankful. I want you to be. I'm so happy we did this. It was a blast to talk to you.
Cool, man.
And, I'm really even happy that your kids come cross us. I really
dude. They heckle the comedy, they heckle the podcast.
No, it's fine. I wish you're gonna have fun with them for the rest of the night.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun as soon as we get off this podcast. I'll tell you that much.
And honestly, thank you so much. I had so much fun.
Hey, thank you, Moana. It's been fun, bud.
And I see you in the comedy. Thank you so much.
All right, bud. I'll see you, man. Peace.
Bye.